Megan Fox.
And Megan Fox has the story.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox writes at PJ Media.
Eat Tucker.
And that was your last.
Damn it, man. I cried for 2 days.
Megan, thank you very much for that.
So, I can explain the bed thing.
If you don't show up and vote, up your ass. I don't care if you're in the hospital. Crawl to the stake. Crawl there.
It's like Jesus going into the temple. He's like, I got a whip. Get out! Get out! The lovely and wonderful Megan Fox. Not that one.
Not that one. Not the weird one that drinks blood in his toe thumbs.
Megan Fox.
Megan. And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry.
She's the devil.
Megan.
Megan Fox.
Megan.
Megan Fox.
I've been very nice to you, although I could probably maybe not be based on the way you have treated me, but I wouldn't do that.
You've never met a like me. You want to tangle? You want to go? Holy sh!
Too much cussing on this. I guess we didn't bleep it, so we got to turn it off. But it's
You pissed off the wrong woman.
oh my God, I have been assaulted when Megan Fox runs wild on you, brother.
She's the devil.
Not for publication.
The story.
I'm Megan Fox. Thank you. Cheers.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm up early. No sleeping in for me. I'm your favorite medium smart journalist, Megan Fox. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't liked and subscribed, do it now. You know you like the show. You know you tune in. So why haven't you subscribed yet? If you haven't subscribed, you need to do it now. We're headed towards 30,000 subscribers. That is my goal. Lois Thomas says, more intro. My hair looks great. Well, thank you. I have my new favorite product. I'm telling you, I've got to put it in the Amazon store. It's this coconut oil spray, Shine and Hold Mist. I wet it down this morning because it was looking a little frizzy with some water. And then I just put this in it and scrunched it, and I gave it a new diffusing. And it was so big earlier. It was funny. I was like, I'm going to go on. I looked like I stuck my finger in a light socket, but it was kind of fun. But I got to put this in the Amazon shop. I have all my favorite hair products in my Amazon shop, which you can get on the link tree, which is in the description. Visit the Amazon store. I get a small percentage of whatever you guys buy. All right. Lois says no more hair. All right. So anyway, you're not even going to believe. So I did 2 streams yesterday on this topic because I didn't finish the first one because I had a child issue to deal with. And then Laura Owens just doesn't know when to stop. I'll tell you where we're at in this story. This is the moment where we are right now. Hold on, let me share this. This clip will illustrate where we're at in this story with poor Dave Neal. So Dave has just, he went through months and months of this legal bullshit with Laura Owens, and he finally agrees to sign something that says she'll drop the harassment if he promises he won't encourage people to to physical violence against her, a thing that he's never done. So he finally thinks this is over. He's signed it. It's dismissed or whatever. And this is literally where we're at right now. It's the part where you think it's done and she pops up out of the bathtub. This will not, it won't stop. She's not going to stop. So last night, so when did Dave sign the thing? Was it yesterday? I feel like it was yesterday that he signed the thing. Okay. So he signs the agreement yesterday. She immediately sends him an email that says emergency, and he throws it in the garbage, puts it right in spam. He's like, he doesn't want to hear from her. He's told her, I don't want to hear from you. And then 2 hours later, maybe even an hour later, she writes another article on Medium. Now, I have archived it because she is famous for doing arts and crafts. And we are going to read it. Now, I'm exhausted by this woman. I can't even imagine how Dave and Clayton feel. I can't even imagine. But this is her new article. Laura Owens. I archived it because she does arts and crafts and goes back and changes things. All right. So he signed it on Wednesday. It was dismissed yesterday. And then she puts this up. Yes, anyone can publish on Medium. Medium is like a Substack. It's anyone can do it. Should we wait for Dave to get here? Dave's going to pop in. Should we wait to read this until Dave gets here? Whoops. I meant to remove the other thing, not me. We can do some other things because Dave Neal is going to pop in and be here with us. So perhaps I should wait to read it with Dave. But she's making more threats. And clearly, I believe that her stipulation that she had him sign was calculated. It was calculated. I knew there was a reason why he shouldn't sign it. Well, I mean, I don't think it matters whether you sign it or not. She was still going to keep going. There's no out here. Once you're in with her, you're in. And if the law isn't going to stop her and the court system isn't going to stop her, who's going to stop her? How will she be stopped? So my theory is that, oh, IT Goatee Brad, you're here. If you want to pop in, pop in. My theory is, hey, Brad, good morning.
Good morning.
My theory is that she specifically wanted that stipulation about the threats and harassment because she already had fabricated some threats of physical violence that she is now blaming Dave Neal for. And again, she's blaming his audience or whatever. And she has blocked out the names of the people or person. It looks like one person who has allegedly made these alleged threats on her Facebook page. And I believe that this is orchestrated so that she can now turn around and sue Dave or continue to harass him, claiming that he broke his agreement with her. Now, you can't hold, though, Dave Neal responsible for anything anybody else does. Dave is not I'm not responsible for things my audience does. If my audience goes and sends Laura Owens emails, which I've told them explicitly not to do, but if they do that, yeah, and continue to, I would never send her an email. I don't want to interact with this person, and I would bet most of you don't want to interact with her either. Because once you're in for life. But you can't blame messages that you get when you're in the middle of a public scandal on people covering it. That's not how this works. But of course, that's how she's going to try and spin it. That's what she does. And that is what she's doing now. Already 3 hours after the thing was signed or sent in and dismissed, immediately after it was dismissed, she's now got allegations that Dave Neal is threatening her through his audience. Did anybody see this coming? Kinda. What are your thoughts, Brad?
Well, one, I've got a short amount of time I can hang out, but I can provide fill-in until Dave joins in. But
Cool.
this is pretty crazy. I honestly didn't think that they would settle the initial harassment suit.
No.
But if I were somehow representing Dave in the matter, I would have put in something to the effect of no contact, no further claims, something to ensure that we weren't going to get repeat, what is it?
Yeah.
Not facetious.
Vexatious litigation.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. I mean, absolutely. I don't know that we haven't read. Dave hasn't released the actual.
Yeah, we don't have
agreement.
it, so we don't know what's
we don't
in
have
there.
it. We don't know what's in there. We don't know if she's violated it. We don't know. Then again, somebody's asking me, is Brad able to investigate Facebook accounts?
I don't know what you want me to investigate. There's, I don't have like the secret backdoor admin to
Right.
Facebook, so.
Yeah, probably not. All right, Dave just showed up, so we can get into this new Medium article. Welcome to the program, Dave Neal. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. I'm glad to see that you're not cowering in a corner somewhere, and you appear to be healthy and good. So, good morning. How are you?
I want you to know something. I'm wearing what is my linen shirt, and we refer to this as Linen Shirt Dave. And I only bring it out on very, very special occasions. I'm also wearing my skinny jeans. I'm wearing my tight fit jeans. The tight fit. I usually just go in gym shorts, but the tight fit jeans push all of my sort of like rage up into the heart, and that's where I attack them.
The skinny jeans is pretty. Yeah, that would do it. That would do it.
Look at these guys. Look at these.
Those are pretty skinny, Dave. Those are pretty skinny. They could be tighter. I got to tell you, I think they could be tighter. I think
let my wife run them through the dryer a little bit. We'll shrink it up a little bit. Now that I've got a kid on the way, I don't need to worry about the genitalia being compromised.
Miss Emily says the moose knuckle of rage.
That's right. That's right. I'm from New England. I'm from New England, and no one fears the moose. But let me tell you, that moose causes a lot of harm out there.
All right, let's go over the timeline here, Dave. So you signed the agreement with Laura Owens 2 days ago.
Yeah, but I want people to understand something, because I've gotten, and again, everyone can have their opinions. A lot of them stink. Because what people don't understand is this: like, you and several others have put themselves out there to walk the walk, to talk about this publicly, but so many people with anonymous usernames are going, Dave, you should have gone to court. She was going to dismiss this already. She would have rather pulled me away from my family, cost me additional money so that I could stand at the courthouse and twiddle my thumbs. Now, I could have played that game, but what people aren't bringing up is the fact that a dozen times, more than that, she threatened me with wicked lawsuits of defamation, delete all your content. We stood our ground. We didn't delete all of our content. I deleted a few videos. I've got plenty to make up for it. So I never backed down. And she essentially wanted a stipulation that it would have been akin to me saying, I agree not to murder anybody. It's like she wanted a stipulation that would have been breaking the law if I didn't sign it anyway. So if I didn't sign it, she would have been like, oh, Dave doesn't, the same thing she did to Clayton when he refused to respond to her, whether or not he would harm her babies, right? He said, she writes an article, he refused to comment on whether or not he would harm me and my unborn children. She would have done the same thing. I played her game. Now we can see her next hand. I mean, we're just seeing her next hand. You know what I mean?
Which is unbelievable. It's diabolical. It's diabolical. I mean, so how many, you got that email from her that was entitled Emergency. How long after you had signed the stuff and it was sent in?
Well, I had a wellness check from my sister. She said, how you doing? I said, I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. And then at that moment, the email pops up and my sister goes, open it. And I got like snappy with my sister. I was like, no, you don't get it. Like, you don't, she, like, people want the tea. Oh, read it for us, Dave. And by the way, other people can, but like, it's almost like I know people do care about my mental health, but I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. If I pretend to be brave, if I pretend to be all of these things, then people don't understand the actual toll it does to your mental health.
Right.
If you talk about your mental health toll, she gets to, I don't know, get off. It's part of her, sex toys and destroying Dave's mental health. That's what makes her come. You know what I mean? Is it too early on a Friday to know that a little bit of lube and a little bit of destroying men's souls gets her off? Right in the G spot. They hit her.
Yeah, well, it's funny, but it's sad because clearly she's enjoying this. So I think you're onto something because.
And look, I'm going to fund my kid's college degree with it. You know what I mean? I got if schools exist in 20 years, I don't know, but so
right.
She can enjoy it all she wants. And if she wants to accuse me of being in it for financial gain or whatever, it's like, keep showing up to my work. Keep showing up to my work and I'll keep doing my job and I'll keep cashing those paychecks. That's fine. That's fine.
What else can you do besides monetize it? Because, she's trying to bankrupt you through.
I'm considering suing her.
I think that might be the thing you have to do. I mean, it appears that even though the police in Scottsdale are kind of onto her and like they know what she's doing, and there are even elected officials that know what she's doing, no one appears to want to hold her accountable. So it's going to be up to the people she is harassing to try and get something done.
Yeah, to her credit, which she gets very little, for months she stopped emailing me after I asked her. Last night or 2 nights ago, whenever this was, 2 nights ago, I don't even remember at this point. Wednesday night, she broke that. She started emailing me again. I've already asked her not to. I don't know what I need to do. I don't think I need to ask her again to stop emailing me. I think, you know what I mean? I don't need to do last and final offer.
Final offer.
I don't know. There's no final. No, there's none of that. I'm not playing games. You know what I mean? I'm not like doing her thing. I'm living a very. Here's what I've related to, and I'm gonna make a video right after we talk, and I'm gonna say the same thing. It's like going camping. You go camping, you get to see these. Life is camping. You get to see these beautiful sunrises and sunsets. It's great, but it's also a little scary. There's creatures in the dark. She's not a scary creature. She's a fucking mosquito at this point. She's a fucking mosquito, and it's just a nuisance, and it doesn't take away from my beautiful camping experience. It truly doesn't. But, you do put on mosquito repellent. You don't let the mosquito kind of just harass you. You take care of it. And that's not a physical threat whatsoever, as I have to continue to let her know. It's
so stupid.
It's a metaphor that I've got my off candles lit all around me, and you can't fucking get me. And leave me alone. You know what I mean? And all that. So that's where I stand. And I don't know, maybe she gets off on it. Maybe she doesn't, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm just going to continue living my life, and people can keep joining the Patreon, and this brick wall we keep on building that's cutting her bullshit out is getting stronger and stronger, and nothing she's going to do is going to make it less strong. It's only going to get bigger. We haven't even pulled in the big guns, the big media, none like it hasn't even gotten to that level yet. So she's losing on every turn. It's obvious, it's transparent, and we get to watch it play out on another chapter. Dismisses her case against me, emails me 5 seconds later. Like, couldn't even enjoy the cigarette break after she came from the dismissal before she's, off again, throttled with, Monster energy drinks and whatever weird form of pleasure she gets here.
MG Law says it doesn't hurt to tell her again to stop since she started it up again. But he did that yesterday. He said, I never want to hear from you again. Stop emailing me. It could help in court to have that paper trail. And yeah, I think Dave's covered he's covered himself there. He's definitely said he doesn't want to hear from her. But this is what she goes and she puts up on Medium. Now, for those of you who don't know what Medium is, it's like Substack. Anybody can publish there. There are no editors. You just have to open an account and you can publish whatever you want. It's not like some publication is allowing her to do this. She's doing it herself. It's like an open blog, right?
Yeah. I mean,
I archived it.
Yeah, you can make money on it. She might, when I make my video, I'm probably not going to share the full article because I believe that fact that she's putting it behind a paywall is going to be her way to try to come after us creators who share it. That's just my belief. I don't know if she'll do that, but I'm gonna, not not share the article. Because I know she wants me to, but by all means, go for it.
I know she totally wants you to, and I know that she wants me to, and she wants people to read this. And so I struggle with it as well, because you don't want to give her what she wants, but this is so diabolical. And it is indicative of what she does and what her pattern in practice is. So I think it's important to understand here she made an agreement with you, an alleged good faith agreement, that she would dismiss these harassment charges if you signed this thing that said you wouldn't encourage any threats of violence against her, a thing you've never done. And then immediately afterwards, she writes this: I've been forced to break my silence. Last night, something happened that I never imagined could be part of my reality. Threats against me and those I hold dear were articulated with chilling specificity and malice, all stemmed from a smear campaign orchestrated by a content creator who has turned my life into a spectacle for profit. No, dear, you did that. You
By the
turned
way,
your life into a spectacle.
does she say me by name?
No.
You know why? You know why? Because people will see how reasonable the truth is.
Right. But I mean, who's reading this besides us?
Right.
The only people who know that this is there are people following this story anyway. So everybody knows who she's talking about.
And again, not to humble brag, but Medium is an open source blog, right? But there are also publications on Medium. So if you write something that's good enough for an audience to read, publications will run with it. I just wanted to say that because I wrote an article on Medium that was featured in one of their largest publications. She's just writing an empty blog. So Jane Doe, don't talk to me until someone with credibility actually picks up your story. This is just fan fiction.
It is. It's fan. That's what the chat was saying. Fan fiction. MG Law says she probably had this shit ready to go live as soon as she needed to. I mean, you can hear the angry clack of the keyboard all the way here in New York. I mean, she's just clickety clacking constantly. Crazy cunt, I guess. I'll find you and all my N words will shoot you. Yeah, that sounds legitimate. That sounds like something someone would say. Sure.
Well, can I interject here? So this troll person, I don't know who they are. They have DM'd me in the last few months. I have tried to block them and report them. They essentially tried to catch me in some sort of coercion where they've tried to make it so like, hey, Dave, let me know if you want me to go harass her. And of course, if I was to be like, yes, let's go do that. Of course, then, Laura would be like, or Jane would be like, gotcha, bitch. So clearly, it's like, I mean, what are we doing? It's almost like if I go out to a stand-up show and some beautiful woman tries to hit on me right away, I'm like, this feels like a trap. This isn't how society usually works for me. So I'm calling bullshit. You're either, whatever. So you just see this from a mile away. At not one point would I wish any actual physical harm or even emotional harm on Jane Doe. What she refuses to see because she's so self-centered is that it ain't about her. It's about all of the victims here. She wants to make it about her and we're all coming after her. She's just collateral to all of the truth that's being exposed. Some people call it consequence. I don't know what the term is here.
So so we still don't know who, what is it? Chase J. Jones. So the Chase J. Jones character that came on the scene trying to cancel Clayton, claiming to be a Black journalist. No one knows who that is. And now this new troll that is making alleged threats is an Asian woman. No, doesn't that seem a little bit like her MO, Dave?
And we already know, I mean, it doesn't take long to image search people's faces. We already know that these photos are hijacked. So we already know it's a troll, right? No one makes death threats, especially from their own account. I really hope the FBI takes these death threats seriously, and maybe they have more power to come after Facebook and find out who this is. And also, so they said, some people said, well, this specific account like began in like September of 2023, like as far as whoever these fake people are that's posted, right? But I've heard that the account it was created in 2015. So people go, well, can't be Jane Doe. It was created in 2015. Have you not seen that she has done this for a decade to different victims? So you can just create an account, harvest it like an organ, and then just switch names with no paper trail publicly as to who that is. I would be interested if the FBI, and again, she's a lot of things, but she's not an idiot. She did a pretty good job covering the tracks of Chase J. Jones to the extent where without help from Patreon, which clearly they're useless, without help from Google, who just ignored subpoenas, it doesn't seem like we can actually get to the back scenes and see who the hell this person is.
It's really, but the fact that this came out minutes after you signed the deal, or after it was dismissed, just like minutes after, it's crazy. This was planned. She doesn't, the thing is, you say that she's smart, but then she does things like this where she didn't have the wherewithal to wait a few days. You know what I mean? Like it came so quickly. When were these alleged threats made? Immediately after or before? Was she waiting? Like, what's the date on them? I don't know. She blocked out so much that you can't see what the actual data on it is.
So here's the interesting thing. These threats include, I guess, a phone number, a name, and an address. When Jane Doe shared this to her pages or whatever she did, I go, wow, why would she share? Why would she not redact? Because we know she's good at redacting. She redacted the fact that Clayton never fucked her, right? So we know she's good at redacting. So why did she leave in the phone number and address of her mom? I mean, isn't that like really toxic? Well, because some have reported, I haven't looked into it. I don't know what her phone number or address is, but some have reported it's actually the phone number and address of a different woman living in that town. So how harmless is it for her to protect her mom to share the weaponization against them when in fact it's not even where they live, and it only does harm to another innocent individual, dare I say, victim?
Oh my, that's terrible. All right, so one message read, another ominously targeting my mother. These threats were not mere acts of internet cruelty. They were the direct outcome of his relentless use of my story for financial gain. The safety of this is so ridiculous.
That way.
No, it doesn't.
For some internet troll, even if it's her or not her. Nope. And also, my content, I would argue, out of most of the Bachelor Nation content, going back years, is de-escalating. This guy's the worst. No, he's not that bad. She's terrible. No, it's really more nuanced. Nobody is more nuanced than the conversations we have. I've never. And again, luckily, we've got good audience members that have given us a little yellow pages list of timestamps dating back to October. Not since she, started to threaten me, but even before then, saying, don't harm her, don't contact her, let this play out, blah, blah, blah. I mean, so what am I to do? There's crazy people out there, so I'm not allowed to. This happens in stand-up, right? Someone will heckle, you slap back at them, then they leave crying. And it's like, it's not my fault that you left crying.
Right.
You got into this mess. It's not my fault. The blood is certainly not on my hands.
Yeah, Squid Pro Quo says, Dave, in all the videos I've seen of yours, you've always been so polite while giving the info. I dare say I'm enjoying the cursey words and sass. Dave's reaching the end of his rope.
I don't want to get you demonetized in this video. I gotta go. Gee Willers, I'm so freaking bummed out.
Oh no, all my lives are demonetized. I don't even turn on monetization. So fucking say it. I don't give a shit.
Badass over here. Let's go Friday morning.
We survive here on super chats and Venmos and Rumble rants and locals. That's how we survive. Certainly not on YouTube ads, because I am not safe for YouTube advertisement. They have made that very clear. These let's see. So she's complaining about the safety of her family, blah, blah, blah. 6 months of turmoil. For 6 excruciating months. This content creator has been the conductor of a relentless smear campaign against me, pulling strings and painting me as the villain in a story so twisted from reality it's unrecognizable. He has made videos about me at least once daily. Good for you, Dave. That's some amazing hard work that you put into your channel. Good
By
for
the way,
you.
that's me not even trying. I mean, I feel like a letdown to my community. Only once a day? What are we even doing out here?
Well, wait, she did say, and sometimes more than that. Okay, so there you go. He has leveraged lies sourced from those with vendettas against me. Look, if you have people who have vendettas against you, you're doing something wrong. Do you have any? Does anybody have a vendetta against you, Dave?
Pre this trial? No, vendetta free.
I'm vendetta. Mark's safe from vendettas.
That's right. I mean, I am. I'm vendetta free. Look at my audience. We're nothing but, I mean, the worst thing my audience has been accused of is being members of a cult, because outsiders don't understand why they're so loyal. So whatever the opposite of vendetta is, that's what we have here. We have an audience of kind humans that want justice.
Vendetta less.
Listen, I'm nothing but linen shirts, tight jeans, no vendettas. You cannot fit a vendetta in these pants right now. Trust me. No room.
Brianne Wilson, thanks for the super chat, says, can Dave get an IAH against her? What is that, like an order
against harassment? It's what Clayton has against her already. I'm sure if I went to Scottsdale, which I may be doing as a journalist to cover this trial, I'm sure I could probably make my case very clear that she's weaponizing public platforms to communicate with me in a way to harass me. I think that's very clear.
Oh, by the way, IT Goatee just reminded me, there was a super chat yesterday from one of your buddies who went to high school with you, but you didn't know them. And because they were 4 years behind you, but she said that Dave was the best kind of popular. Isn't that the nicest compliment you've ever heard?
Oh, that's very sweet. I mean, I was captain of the football team and band president. I liked my arts and I liked my sports, and I was very chatty. I wasn't great at either, but I was good enough to make a lot of friends in high school. Yeah. That's very sweet. I have no idea who that was, but
Elsie Merritt. Elsie Merritt is a regular viewer here, and she went to school with you and said you were 4 years ahead of her. But her memories of you from high school, she said he's exactly the same in his videos as he was in high school, just a super nice guy, popular in all the great ways, like somebody who uplifts other people. I just thought it was the nicest compliment, because if somebody remembers you from all the way back then and says these nice things, it has a ring of authenticity and truth to it. And I think we can all see that. If I
could be honest, that thank you for sharing that, because that does mean a lot to me. That really, I got a baby gift from a guy I played football with. I haven't talked to in probably a decade, and he sent me a baby gift, and it's just like, it's just amazing. You don't forget, I didn't go to my, I just had my 20th high school reunion. I didn't go to any previous reunions for no reason other than I moved and bounced around a bunch, and seeing a lot of people from my high school was like drinking lemonade. It was just so refreshing. And even I don't know this person, but it brings back so many fond. I feel bad for a lot of people that hated their high school. I had so many fond memories of my school. It was the perfect amount of people. There was no social media. There was a lot of great conversation in the hallways after school. I'm just, again, how nostalgic. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, well, I think it's just more proof that people can see, though, your authenticity, and the idea that you would be threatening anyone with violence or encouraging anyone to hurt anyone else is really antithetical to who you are and who we can see you are and who people know you to be. And I just don't listen to the bullshit. Brianne, thanks for the super chat, says, why did she not mention her pregnancy? Red flag. Yeah, well, she wants that to forget that now. She's no longer pregnant, so we don't talk about that anymore. Yeah, and now you're a cult leader, Dave. That's you've gone from band leader to cult leader.
I'm calling it a church because we're trying to get rid of taxes here. So it's the Church of Dave, a vendetta-free safe space where all my churchgoers wear very tight jeans. I don't pass out, I don't do communion. I just give them all a little bit of hair gel so they all can, they all line up, and I get a little hair gel and I just give them a nice little Dave comb over.
I like this part. My attempts to seek help, including desperate 911 calls, have been obtained by his cult-like following and have been twisted into entertainment for an audience that revels in my distress. No, 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 Laura. Desperate. First of all, those 911, one of them sounded like you were ordering Chinese takeout. And that I would not call desperate. I would not call that desperate in any way. The one with the crying was really weird because you went from crying to okay, thanks, like really fast. It was bizarre. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, but it's bizarre.
It's like when a kid cries and then they get the popsicle and then, oh, great. I mean, it's just like, how quickly can we switch this around? My favorite was the lady, I think her name was like something Clark. She called in from the FBI in Virginia, I believe. She was my favorite because I think she's an audience member based on how much she knew about this case. So, hey, shout out to the Bureau. I pay my fair share of taxes, and I appreciate that it's working for us.
Yeah, I think I missed that. I think I missed the FBI. What did I miss?
Can I play it for you?
Yeah, please do. Here,
Yeah.
share your yeah, please do.
I don't even. Look, wait, can you hear? If I play this, can you hear it?
The blood is on your hands, Dave Neal.
Yep.
Okay, good. So you're connected to my screen.
That was Reality Steve.
Yeah, that was. We've got a lot of other ones here.
I got to call him, by the way. I would like to have him on to talk about
fantastic. He's
his
been very
experience with this.
Yeah, just give me a second. I got to go through my police calls here. This is what I
sure.
use. This is
Christina Joby, thanks for the super chat. Says, what trial is Dave attending in Scottsdale? Clayton's? Are you going to?
Yeah, it's this evidentiary hearing. It's February 27th, I believe.
Excellent, excellent. And Bruce from Oregon says, I'll do a lot for Dave, but I won't wear tight jeans.
Bruce, we'll get you. Okay, so can I play this for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't have the date on it. I don't know the dates, but here it is. FBI welfare check to the Scottsdale police mentioning me and others.
Scottsdale police. Hi, my name is Hannah Clark. I'm calling from the FBI's National Threat Operations Center in West Virginia, and I'm calling to give you guys some pass-on information and to request a welfare check on an individual in your AOR.
For what address?
So it's going to be
redacted.
Is this Scottsdale?
Yes.
Okay. And who are we checking on here?
The name provided on the tip is Laura Owens. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with her.
Do you have a date of birth or anything on her? Okay. And in case I lose you, what's the phone number for you?
Our ops center phone number is going to be.
I would do anything for Dave.
Okay. And why are we checking on Laura today?
So she put in an electronic tip. So she did one through the FBI website, and it's a very long tip. She just talks about how she's being harassed and defamed online by other individuals. But there is one sentence that she puts in here where she states, I have written to Mr. Neal on at least 2 occasions, telling him that his false portrayal of me publicly has left me at times feeling borderline suicidal. So it's for the vague suicidal comments.
The blood
is
on your.
Laura looks like?
I do not.
A black
it
man?
seems like she has a history of making reports to the Scottsdale Police Department, from what I have found.
Put that on the record.
Any mention of any weapons or anything that she could have, or are you aware of anything? No. Okay. When did you guys receive this?
This is unreal.
So we received this tip. Give me a second. I'll tell you the exact time.
God bless Hannah at the FBI.
May 12/4 at 10:50 a.m.
Okay.
So
you guys are like 3 hours ahead or 2? Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on the East Coast. Yeah, I'm in West Virginia.
Okay.
So it looks like, based on like research that I've done through Index, it looks like on 11/7. It says Scottsdale PD did a welfare check on her previously for suicidal comments as well.
Okay. All right. I'll send somebody out there. Do you want the officer to give you a call back?
If he feels the need, he can call back the ops center number. All he'll have to do is give her name and they should be able to pull up the transaction and they could add a note into it. Can I have your ID or your?
It's B like boy 850.
You said B850.
Yes.
Alrighty, thank you very much.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Wow, Dave.
Shout out to Hannah Clark. We got angels working in the government.
You need to call her. You need to get in contact with Hannah Clark because she's onto it. She knows what's going on here. And I really did think, because we heard the one welfare check that seemed like someone who had been following it on Reddit, someone who was concerned. We heard the other recording. Laura had claimed that these welfare checks that kept happening to her were just from Reddit. And now we find out it was literally an agent with the FBI concerned about what's going on with her. That's huge news, Dave.
Can I tell you, I actually just got a tip. I want to break it on your story. I just found out that it's Casual Friday at FBI, and Hannah Clark is wearing skinny jeans. She's wearing tight jeans with a linen shirt. Her hair is pulled up. Total Casual Friday at the Federal Bureau of Investigation here. I won't share a photo. I'll protect her identity here, but she's doing the Lord's work, as it were.
I'm wearing the skinniest jeans ever. I'm wearing leggings. Look, see? Leggings. It doesn't get any skinnier than this.
There you go. Oh,
shit. Now my feet are going to end up on some foot website, aren't they?
Yeah, whatever the hell it's called. Wiki feet. Yeah.
Wiki feet. Oh, man. I had something stuck on the bottom of it, too. What is that? Oh, it's fuzz. Dog hair, of course. It doesn't get any skinnier and tighter than leggings. Oh, man. I love the fact, though, that, Dave, this is good news. It's really good news that the FBI has somebody who is very familiar with this case.
And it shows, like, to a judge that even the FBI has connected the dots here. It's like, I don't blame judges or anyone. Everyone's trying to like operate in their scope of this family court bullshit. I'm not family court. Okay. I don't know her. I'm not family court. You don't get to get away without sharing your evidence. And yeah, it would have been great to show up to LA. It would have been great if I still lived in LA. I moved here a month ago. It would have been great to just go down to the courthouse and have a coffee and wait for her to dismiss it. But like, again, I played the smartest move for me and my family. And in some ways it just exposed it's like, all right, here's the move. What's your next step? Okay, write another thing about me. What's the next step? Are you going to egg your own house? Are you going to put a swastika on your fucking horses now? Literally, are you going to do something that ridiculous?
Yeah, maybe she's that dangerous. I think she's falsified. I think she's fabricating these things, Dave, these threats. I think they're fabricated. I think she had this planned to do to you. This was a plan. The plan was to get Dave to say that he would sign a document that said, I won't, encourage physical violence. And then she had these in the hopper waiting to say, look what he did. He encouraged his audience with physical violence. And here's the physical violence.
I mean, look, like you said, if I had to dust this up for a documentary, I would have to, or like a fictional retelling, I'd have to space this out. It's too easy. It's almost, this is as easy as she clearly was when she was invited over to Clayton's. I mean, like, it's too easy. It needs a little bit more courtship here for her to just immediately hours later, like, give it a moment, air it out. If you want to party, air it out a little bit, play a little hard to get.
Locals is busy memeing again this morning. This one's pretty funny. Poor Clayton. What were your thoughts on his interview that we saw on that new podcast yesterday? The one with the tiny guy on the couch.
Yeah, that couch really ate them up. Well, you know what? Like, I always like to read some article, some, because my initial thought was way high production value, which is important for an audience. I mean, crystal clear 4K videos, great audio, two men talking. Would it have been better if there was, would these conversations be better if they're with, I don't know, someone who's got more, I don't know, depth into talk about false accusation? Maybe, but he did what he had to do. He talked about it in front of an audience of 500,000 subscribers, 5 times bigger than Nick's podcast. Mm-hmm. And maybe that'll lead to a bigger audience. So as far as judging him, I as a performer, enjoy the sort of use of performance arts to tell a story. Clayton, I don't doubt he believed his emotions, but that emotion that he shared, true as I believe it to be, is performance arts. He illustrated an internal feeling for the audience to see. And every once in a while, I got to jump on a stool and do the same. And I pick and choose when I want to raise my voice or when I want to swear. I'm trying to be very specific with the way I tell my story. So it's not just 7 hours of me yelling into the mic. Like, we save that for the moments where we really want to let people know that we're not fucking around. And, you know, it's just a dance you have to have. So I think he did a really good job opening up that episode. And I think the producer of that podcast did a very good job of not editing out the quiet. It's very easy.
I liked that too. I thought it was extremely effective. And also it just showed us how hard this has been for him. I think my frustration was I needed more of that and less of him saying things like, this is the best thing that ever happened to me. No, sweetheart, this is not. And you need to stop saying things like that, because you have a good defamation suit. Don't give her any ammunition to say, see, he's not harmed. He's clearly harmed. And I don't think he meant that. I think he hasn't processed it, maybe because this is so traumatic. He's trying to see it from, like, he's trying to Pollyanna it in a way. And that this is, I got concerned about that.
I agree with you. I think what he's trying to do is say, I have polished this turd up to its highest level of polish. I mean, that's all he's done. All of us that have dealt with this, we've just made the best out of a situation that quite literally nobody asked for. But I understand she will try to use that against him. I think it's clear cut his case against her. And I think luckily there is enough bandwidth from legal teams that will want to fight this, even if they think they might not make any money out of it. There's other forms of revenue other than money. And I think one of them is leaving a mark in the community.
Right.
I think that's why
helping all these people who have been legally assaulted by her. There's an Uber driver. There's a fence company. Can you tell us a little bit about that fence company thing? I know you're working on that. I saw that someone commented on the podcast, like, I know exactly who this person is. We just got finished with a lawsuit from her, and she entangled us for a long time. I'm assuming that's the person that you're talking to. Is there anything you can tell us about that one?
I don't have permission to get into specifics yet, but this is a person that is fearless, is not scared of her, and almost had his new business completely tanked because of her. She obviously gets out on the offensive with her articles saying, all of these, he didn't do what he was supposed to do. We had to garnish his wages. It's like, well, they had to come after him because he was out of money. I mean, she made accusations about him that would, and tried to weaponize all of the ways she knows how to cancel people, reaching out to vendors, people that were like, who the fuck's this lady? What do you like they shoot her away, because in the contractor world, it's like cash checks, do your job and get the fuck out. But it's in my opinion, they were preyed upon because they were a new business trying to do right by the customer. Look, I've worked in construction. I actually had my own business in college, and I come from a blue collar family that has a contractor business for a long time, a business they've had for over 5 decades. And people will try to take advantage of you. They will sweet talk you as you're putting the work in, and then the second it's done, well, I don't like this, and
right.
And what a contractor does. So say I was to put a cement driveway in at your house, and you liked it or whatever, and then you're like, you know what? No, it's the wrong veneer. I'm not going to do it. Well, you know what I would do? I'd grab some of my friends, have a couple Bud Lights, and rip it the fuck out and take it back. And then you can be left with a ripped up driveway if you don't want to pay. That's how it normally works. In this contractor's effort to get his tools back, she was accusing him of harassing her, and she feared for her life. I mean, the same story. It's the same story. We hear these stories. He's not a guy who listens to the podcast. He's busy working and living his life. He's also a Native American. So
oh my God, what is it with her going after minority people? The Uber driver. Now that, oh God, I cannot take it. Liz Neptune. What is with her?
I don't know what made me more emotional. the idea of her going after a native, somebody who clearly has been a part of a community that has been just wrecked by policy, by government, by so many things.
Yep.
Despite all of that, has a business, gets a client, and hey, maybe why did she go after a guy who had a new business? Why did she go after a guy that was just getting his feet off the ground? Well, maybe because that guy needed the gig. And again, maybe he did do something. Maybe he'd put up the shittiest fence you could put up. She drained him. And
God,
he knew in the court system that she was going to just continue to drain him. So he, whatever. The story's very fascinating. I'm not prepared to share it like entirely, but it is being logged as another chapter in a sort of framework of when will this stop?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So she did post in the thing that she wrote on Medium. She posted a portion of the email that she sent to you. Now, if I read this, is it going to freak you out? Should we skip it? Have you seen this or not?
I haven't read it.
All right. Well, then I won't read it while you're here. I'll wait till you're gone.
I'm gonna go in like 5 minutes. So
I'll just wait till you're not here because I don't want to force you to read this.
No, I mean I'd rather not. I'm gonna share. People can do whatever they want, but I'm it's hard. I'm a guy who's like, let's go, but I'm trying to protect some boundaries. I'm lucky, when this email came in 2 nights ago, I basically showed, I screen grabbed it. I was like, I wanted my audience to see. I took my finger and I swiped it the fuck off my
I saw that. We played it on the show yesterday. I was
done. I swiped. I've been with my wife for a decade now. I was part of the early stages of Tinder. I swiped on that email like it was some bitch I wanted nothing to do with. I hit that shit like I was playing table tennis. I just gotta go.
Just make sure you send a copy to your lawyer. Don't read it, but send it to your lawyer because they need to see that. They need to see that, definitely.
But I don't know how to forward an email without opening it because she has trackers on the emails, right? That's kind of part of the thing that makes her come, right? Is putting trackers on emails.
Right.
She edges, but then she really explodes when that her victims. Yeah.
Well,
Dave, I can help you with that.
Yeah. How's that?
You go into your spam folder because it's in Gmail. It makes it actually super easy. And you can see it sitting there, and it's still unread. There's I don't have any spam right now, but you hit the you can forward as an attachment and just send it straight to your lawyer.
Great.
And you don't open it. And
what is it? Is there like little 3 dots or something next to that? Let me look at my Gmail. Let me look. All right. So if I'm looking at something in my spam box, I'm looking, let's see, if you go over to, no, there's archive, delete, mark as read. You don't want that. I don't see where you do it.
Oh, you know what? It looks like she copied my lawyer on the email.
Oh, thank God.
All right. So I'm just not going to.
Oh, there, I see what it is. So yeah, you just click on the box and then you go up to the 3 dots at the top and then you click that and forward as attachment. That's how it works.
Oh, good to know. Thank you so much. How nice is that?
Yeah. Well, that's what IT Goatee is here for. He helps me with all my tech issues.
Amazing.
He always has good ideas, I tell you. But so tell me what, let's say, I'm sure you thought about this. Like, okay, what if I didn't sign it? What was she going to do then? Because it wasn't going to stop, right?
So if I didn't sign it, she still would have dismissed. And I mean, there would have never been a judge ruling in my favor. What we do know is the judge ruled in my favor with the temporary restraining order. So that I've got that victory. I'm counting. Look, if I was to go to a boxing match, I would want to win the boxing match. But if the other person was so scared of me that they forfeited, that's still a victory. That's still a victory to me. So it's just incredible that she screams harassment and then harasses me. I mean, what do you want? Like, she labeled the email emergency. I'm not a fucking emergency hotline. Call 911. If it's an emergency, go do emergency service. I pay tax dollars so you can have wellness checks on you. Take advantage of that.
Yeah, I do think that this would not have ended. So you couldn't have made a decision here that would have just made her go away forever. So you did what was better for you and your family. You did not spend the money to go to to get on a plane and be away from your wife. And so I personally think you did the right thing. There was always going to be a response. She was always going to do something else because she can't help herself. She literally cannot help herself, obviously. I don't know why that is. I'm not going to speculate. I have no idea, but it's pretty clear that it's just never over with her. It's never over. And in locals, I love this. You guys look at this. Oh, Dave, this is funny. Listen and understand. Jane Doe is out there. She can't be bargained with. She can't be reasoned with. She doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear. And the bitch absolutely will not stop ever until she gets her tonsil twins. And even then,
I want her to know something. I've spent the last 12 years doing stand-up comedy. You know, I worked in acting. I've been in different movies, and I've worked on my ability to tell a story. That's what I've been working on, from working up to a crescendo at the climax to really trying to illustrate what the fuck is going on. I haven't even begun to tell this story to audiences yet. She needs to know we've just workshopped this story. It is going to be told in front of hundreds of times. I mean, in such a bigger platform. And when that is told, the message,
it's going to be millions of people.
The message will be so much stronger. It'll be done in such a more eloquent way. And it's going to be, that's just where it's going. You're not messing with someone who's going to fumble through their, deposition or whatever. Come the fuck at me. You don't want to depose me. You don't want to, this is why it's all done in the privacy of member only services and bullshit like that. Because if what were a fair fight where we actually presented this publicly to each other, as our audience has showed, she stands no chance whatsoever in this or the public court. No chance.
No chance. And there is going to be a documentary. It's going to happen. It's going to be on one of the major streaming networks. I know it. I know people will pick it up. There's no doubt that this story is going to go crazy, and it'll be now millions of people. I think she really needs to think about what she does next. If she stops this, this is as far as the story goes, then it ends. Like, don't keep adding on to what she's doing now is basically saying to every director or, streaming company, oh my God, we have to have this, because it keeps going and going, and there's no end. It gets crazier and crazier.
So here's what I can share. And I guess I'll leave you with this. This week I met with multiple victims and a documentarian to make sure we were all on the same agreement that this story needs to be told. The documentarian has already spoken to, there's really the big four: Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, and HBO. Those are the big four. We're not going to, this ain't no freebie bullshit. This isn't a Peacock 7 p.m. Dateline bullshit. This is number one of the week when it drops during Christmas, when no one else has anything else to do, story that everybody talks about. That's what this is. And that's where it's going to go. It's going to go through the legal system of billion-dollar companies, whether it's Hulu, owned by Disney Corp, whether it's HBO, whether it's Amazon with their billions from Bezos, or whether it's Netflix. It'll go to a company that's not afraid to tell the story. They have already fast tracked it to say, all right, get us the documentarian has to provide their pitch, kind of like how it works in movies. You write a script. If you're really good at writing scripts, sometimes you can just sell a story on a log line. All right, there's a guy in the Caribbean with his shirt off who wants to find gold, and Kate Hudson's in it. Sold. I'm all about it. I love that movie. Put Matthew McConaughey shirtless with tight jeans on, and he's a part of my camp any day of the week. documentarian shares, this is what we know. We have all of these first person. I mean, this documentary sells without first person interviews. They've got first person interviews. They have a decade of court documents that have all been vetted and shared through the court system. They've got emails. They've got text messages. They've got voicemails from Jane Doe, manipulation, fraudulent ultrasounds. They've got me just fucking nonstop yelling with my fucking moose knuckles hanging out the wind. They've got it all, baby.
FBI. They've
some money. Please, quick, make this thing as quick as you can. I mean, don't be surprised if there's documentarians already there February 27th publicly with their right to do so, because they want to capture this before
it should be
production. Don't be surprised.
Is it going to be live streamed?
I don't know, but my plan is, as a reporter, to live stream from outside the courthouse and then grab interviews as I can. That's my plan, to just stand there with my mittens on if it's a cold morning and a nice cup of hot coffee in my Stanley. I'll be wearing my tightest jeans. Trust me, my tightest jeans. And I will be reporting whatever the hell goes down in there. It's set for, I think, a 45-minute case. I think Clayton's side is asking for 2 hours. They're asking to extend it for 2 hours. And even though the court system's overrun and packed, hopefully they get that time.
Oh, he deserves his 2 hours.
Yeah. And we'll be there before, during, and after to discuss it. I mean, I think that's just the only thing I can do at this point.
All right. Well, please keep us updated on how it goes. And I know you have a lot to do and a lot going on. Thanks for stopping by, Dave. Appreciate you.
Of course. And if anyone, the best way people can support me is to just subscribe to my podcast. I truly think that's the biggest place for growth, to get this in as many people's ears as possible. Bachelor Rush Hour. Take your phones out. Just type it into your Apple podcast app or Spotify or wherever. And I'll be live on Patreon. Noon Central Time. Please join me sometime if you ever want to come talk on the Patreon. I know we have such a shared audience over there.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to. I love your model, by the way. I'm totally ripping it off. I'm starting my podcast, and I go to locals instead of Patreon. I like locals, but my locals crew has been helping me brainstorm and try and get together a first episode. So it's coming. It's in the works.
I support you with all the different revenue streams you can get to keep on doing what you're doing. So I mean, I'm again so grateful that you've taken on this fight, because it really helps. And thanks again. And if ever I'm available, I'm jumping on to talk to you. So
wonderful. All right. Well, you take care. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Everybody, go and sign up. Go and make sure you download his podcast, Bachelor Rush Hour. It is great. I listen to it every day. Dave, I love your podcast. I think it's fantastic.
Thanks so much. I'll talk to you later. Okay.
All right. See ya. All right, guys. Make sure you do that on Apple Podcasts. It's free. Go and follow his podcast, Bachelor Rush Hour. And Dave is so funny. He is such a good time. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch the part where he stood up on the stool to show us his skinny jeans, because my God, I was rolling. He's so funny. I love that. The best part about this whole scandal is me connecting with Dave Neal. I love him. I'm going to love him forever. I just think he's great. And everybody needs to go and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to his YouTube channel, subscribe to his podcast. Make sure you subscribe. I'm on his Patreon. His Patreon is great. He's so fun. The only problem with Dave's Patreon is that I get sucked into watching it when I should be working. So I need to be careful and make sure that I do my work. Okay, so no, we don't want to traumatize Dave. So now that he's not here, we can go back to reading this batshit crazy article that Laura Owens decided to write even after agreeing to drop this harassment bullshit against Dave. She had no intention of doing any of that. Let's see. Oh, I've missed some super chats. Okay. Sarah Adams, thanks for the super chat, says not doing tight jeans either. Bloated. PMS. God, I hate when that happens. Lindsay G, thanks for the super chat. Can LE get involved? Considering she claims she lost the twins so late in her pregnancy and should have death certificates. Well, they should, but it's complicated because they have to decide to do that. The police, you can give them a report, but they have to decide to actually go after it. And I don't know if they would do that or not. Sarah Adams, thank you for gifting 1 membership to the Fox Den. Speaking of the Fox Den, directly after this stream is over, and that's going to be pretty soon, we are going to flip over to a members-only YouTube and members-only locals working stream where we're going to be doing more work with the new podcast, Fox Den Daily, and getting our first episode up and going through that process. It's been hilarious. I've been using ChatGPT, and we've been laughing our asses off. That was so funny. We're going to do more of that today. It's going to be fun. David Nelson says, some people have a lawyer on retainer. Megan has an IT goatee. That's right. And I'm so thankful and grateful for him because he has helped me so much. All right, let's get back to this cry for help. I don't know what we even call this, but I am shocked and blown away, by the way, that the FBI is so onto her that they made their own call to the Scottsdale police to report, to have a wellness check on her. So they know what's up. They know what's up. And again, that's more evidence that a wellness check is not harassment and it's not a swatting. Even law enforcement in our federal government will do a wellness check if they're concerned. And so that just goes to show that it's legitimate. It was legitimate to do a wellness check. If you're talking about ending your life on the way that she does, that's not normal, folks. It's not normal. All right, don't forget Super Chats, Rumble Rants, Local Tips, Cash App, running across the bottom of the screen. If you want to support the show, please do that and hit the like button. Those of you who came here today to see Dave, make sure you hit that like button here because Dave and I are going to do more stuff together, I'm sure, in the future. So make sure that you are also subscribed over here. Did you subscribe yet? How are we doing on the like count? Do I have to mom shame you into liking this stream? Do I have to do that? Is that what I have to do? All right, let's read the rest of this though. I got to open up the YouTube studio. Oh no, I do have it open. There we go. 300 likes and 871 of you. That's unacceptable. I'm going to have to ring the shame bell. Are your thumbs broken?
Shame.
Is there a reason? Do you have casts on your thumbs? Do you have toe thumbs? What is the reason why you haven't hit the like button yet? There is absolutely no reason for that. And if you don't do it, I'm going to start talking about my hair. I will hold this stream hostage and not read this ridiculous, stupid thing because you people haven't hit the like button yet. Now, I know that you can do better than this. Let's go now. Is it ticking upward? Okay, it appears to be ticking upward. Come on, we can get it to 400. It's at 365 right now. We only need less than, 376. We're getting there. We're getting there. Unhung Hero, thanks for the super chat, says, irony of a wellness check on a clearly unwell person. Yeah, well, I guess that's why they exist, right? Right? Okay, 385 likes. We're almost there. We're almost at 400. Did you forget to hit the, you licked it. You're not supposed to lick the like button. Man, I hope I don't get pregnant with a YouTube baby. Saint Dodo says, I'm worried she's going to try and do something to herself or her parents. I know, I'm worried about this too. It's really bad. Okay, we hit 400 likes. Now I'm satisfied. Let's get back over to this. All right, what's next? After agreeing to this, in his next story, I'm cast as the villain in a dispute with a contractor who I had to sue after he performed shoddy work on a barn. Oh, and by the way, Laura, if you're going to complain that this was behind a paywall and I have it, Medium lets you access your first article for free, and I happen to have never signed up for an account, so I got it for free. And so you can't complain about it. In his next story, I'm cast as the villain. After he performed shoddy work on a barn, he labels this man quite misleadingly as my victim. Well, see, here's the problem though, Laura. When you have a reputation of vexatiously suing people for all this random shit, you get a reputation of people don't believe you. It's the boy who cried wolf. You cry wolf one too many times, and even if you were victimized, no one's going to believe it. That's the problem with telling false tales. That's the problem with being a vexatious litigant. You can't do that so many times, and then you say, but I really was the victim this time. You can't do that. That's not how it works. No one is going to believe this. Initially, this contractor agreed to a refund, but then disappeared, forcing me to file a lawsuit. After agreeing to a settlement, he dodged payment until his wages were garnished by a court order. Adding insult. Now, don't put any stock in this, that she got his wages garnished by a court order, because this woman knows how to use the legal system to abuse people. She is able to hoodwink judges. She does it all the time. Christina, thanks for the Cash App. $5 for the pupper cam. Let's see, where are we at? I don't know. We're kind of a ways off from the doggo cam. I don't think we're going to get there today. All right, let's see. And Denise, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate you. Or super sticker. All right. Adding insult to injury, he lied about having children with cancer to garner sympathy. Okay, that sounds ridiculous. A complete fabrication since he doesn't have any children and he was caught stealing valuable items. I mean, that just sounds wild. That's a wild accusation. What are the chances that a person with her history has run into another person who fabricates children? Really, what are the chances of that? Jules OMN, thanks for the super chat. I hit the like when I entered. No shame here. Nice. Perfect. Thank you for doing that. Appreciate it. Now the content creator is on a mission to reshape this contractor's tarnished image. Well, because she tarnished it, probably. Portraying him as a really nice guy and conveniently overlooking a history rife with deceit and legal trouble with at least 10 people that I know of. His portrayal of the contractor not only skews the real story, but actively fuels aggression among his followers, significantly escalating the threat to my family's safety. This isn't just a case of creative storytelling. It's deeply troubling, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is the email she claims, part of the email she sent to Dave, the one right after he signed her thing. In response to the threats I received, my family reached out to law enforcement. So there should be another call. We're going to have to send another FOIA for the calls to law enforcement from the Owens home. Then I reached out directly to the content creator, appealing to his humanity. I don't think anybody who's ever met Dave and talked to Dave, as we have on this program, has any concerns about his humanity. I do, however, have concerns about hers. I shared the threats verbatim, hoping the explicit calls for violence against me and my family, echoing his own hashtag, would be a wake-up call. Well, that's not his. Justice for Clayton is not his hashtag. It's a Reddit hashtag. I don't think that he made it up. And even if he did, it doesn't matter. Anybody can use any hashtag. Saint Dodo, thanks for the super chat. We loved you, Megan. Mwah. Is that kisses? Okay. At first I thought it was evil laugh. Here's what she sent to Dave. The level of here, maybe I should do it in Reddit voice because that's funnier.
The level of hatred you have incited against me and my mother has officially reached an unacceptable level. Within the last hour, I received a message saying, "Crazy C-word, I will find you and all my N-words will shoot you," from one of your fans. On her Facebook, there are posts saying, "Crazy C-word, y'all need to go out and shoot." And then they posted on my dad's Facebook with an address that they believe to be my mother saying, "Go shoot her." I know these are as a result of your inciting fans against my family because she posted #Justice for Clayton. I have also received 6 extremely creepy voicemails, and my mom got 2 from fans you have incited against us, calling us cunts and saying other horrific things. It's one thing to be the subject of online hostility, but it's entirely different and horrifying to fear for our lives because of your fixation.
Oh my God, Dave does not have a fixation on you, lady. You have a fixation. It's your fixation that is the problem.
Your obsession has propelled the situation to a level far beyond any bounds of decency. We are now fearing the real-world consequences of your actions and are absolutely terrified, waiting on calls back from both Phoenix PD and Scottsdale PD. Please stop making videos about me and my family and delete what you have posted. We are terrified.
Oh boy, now she's gotten Phoenix PD involved in it too. Lois Thomas says things that never happened for 500. Oh, Lord Jesus, be offense. So Phoenix PD is now involved as well. So insane. Okay, so this is her. Here's the so-called screenshots. Now, she's blacked out the name of the person who, I don't know why you would block out the name of the person making threats unless you just don't want anyone to research them, but it doesn't matter because Reddit already knows who it is, because this alleged Facebook poster has sent sent private messages to Dave's mods and to Reddit mods, and so everybody knows who this supposed troll is. I don't know why she's blocking stuff like out the name of this person. But these are her screenshots of these alleged comments. Now notice it's only from one person. So she has one account making these alleged threats that could be made up for all we know. I mean, this could be a fake account. It could be an account Laura herself is running. It's certainly, and even if it happened to be someone who listened to Dave Neal, although you heard Dave say this person contacted him and tried to catch him, encouraging her to, harass Laura. And of course he would never do that. I think we all see what's going on here. Yeah, the account is likely fake. And this is crazy. And she did this minutes after his harassment was settled. The harassment thing was settled with her. It's diabolical that she's continuing to do this. I think we can safely say that she's not going to stop. I know that Clayton keeps begging her to stop and come forward and admit what she's done, but that's not going to happen. So we're going to have to think of other ways, Clayton. You're going to have to think of other ways to make her stop, because this is it's not working. Asking her to stop, reasoning with her, signing agreements with her, none of that is working. It is diabolical. That was the word that came up when I read it. It's just diabolical. And this is going to be one hell of a documentary. I can't wait for it. I really can't. So that's the update in the Laura Owens v. Dave Neal file, which continues to be a thing. I am now going to close out this live stream. I'm going to switch over to a members only stream and a members only on YouTube and members only on Locals. And we're going to be doing some brainstorming about Fox Den Daily, my new podcast that I will be launching very soon. And so let's see, what time is it? Oh, I'm so on time today. It's only 11:15. That's fantastic. So if you are on Locals, meganfox.locals.com, if you are a member over there, just look for the live stream. It should be posting soon, and head on over there. If you are a member on YouTube, you will just hopefully get a notification. I don't know if YouTube is doing those, but I will be live on YouTube and Locals in the next couple of minutes after I close out this stream. If you are not a member of my Locals, meganfox.locals.com, please use promo code TonsilTwins for 2 free months when you sign up for a year. It's so cheap. It's $5 a month. It's less than a latte at Starbucks. There are tips on Locals. Okay, sorry. Let me head over to Locals and make sure I get those. I need to refresh. So Locals, I believe they fixed their issues. I'm not really having those issues today, although I did have to refresh just now to see. JC Chappie, thanks for the tip, says, oh no, I was once resending as a Locals tip. I was once one of the cursed upon this earth that did not hit like, but I have corrected that misdeed. Am I now one of the enlightened? Well, good for you, JC Chappie. You are now not going to be shamed by me. All right. I am going to be, this stream is now ending. Please look for me over on Locals, meganfox.locals.com, or if you're a member on YouTube, there will be a members only stream as well. Thanks for being here, everybody. And I'll see all my subscribers over on Locals in the next couple of minutes. Take care. I got to find my ending stream. Where's my ending song? Where's my end song? You know what? Let's not do the end song. We haven't done squats, and it's been over an hour. So I will leave you with some fat shaming and some squats. Now do your squats for 1 minute and 28 seconds.
You impose fatness on you. You did it by going, oh, I want the butter on the popcorn. Oh, I want the butter on the ice cream. Oh, I want the butter on the sandwich. Oh, I want the butter on the salad. Stop eating butter.
Can you just get up, walk 1 mile?
2 squats!
Walk farther. And if you can't walk, crawl, roll, get dragged by a goddamn forklift. Whatever is wrong with you, just move. Ever. Get off the chair. Get off the couch. No one is coming to service you while you sink into that furniture, while you become one with the pleather your poor ass got on that Walmart couch. Can you try not floating into sadness? Stop eating, stop drinking, start walking, start doing anything that you haven't been doing, you fat piece of shit.